Welcome to another episode of WJAG-TV. This week we have an abbreviated show for you guys. That gives us a timeline of Evelyn Neely's life and monumental legacy, announcements for early release next week, and exciting news about Monday. My name is Aaliyah Nowell, and this is WJAG-TV with your weekly school news. Evelyn Neely, a prominent pillar of the Athens community, she was the first Black woman to serve on the Clark County School District, and her life was dedicated to making sure Black people had equal opportunities when it came to shelter, health care, and education. Her legacy will live on and should be known to many as the unofficial mayor of Athens.
Evelyn Neely was a civil rights leader and was nicknamed the mayor of East Athens. Neely was the first Black member of the CCSD Board of Education and the director of the Athens Child Development Incorporation. Neely focused a lot of her work on helping Athens' working class and making sure everyone was treated fairly.
My mom was a stay-at-home mom for years, and then, but she was always active in then it was the PTA, and she was a Rome mother and very active in the church, and she got real involved in community affairs. He was meeting with superintendents of the schools, trying to make sure that our African American schools had the same thing as the other schools, and that the programs that were offered to other students, we had the same advantages, opportunities in the African American schools. In younger years, you know, it was like she was always going to meetings and stuff, and my daddy was there with us at night doing homework, and I really used to worry about her as to what was going to happen, because that was during the time of when integration was really, really bad, and when they would have the civil rights meetings at Ebenezer Baptist Church, she would always carry me to the meetings along with my siblings. And so at an early age, we were introduced to this, to see the things that were going on.
My grandmother really helped a lot to pave the community, pave the way. And Dr. Martin Luther King, he had a dream. And I say my grandmother had a dream. She had to go to D.C. to get funding. They got on a bus. Her, Miss Mary Moore, Miss Jessie Barnett got on a bus to go get funding to the White House, and just so that we can have a place where people with low income could go to get quality health care.
Neely's impact did not stop just in her lifetime. The impact she left can be seen around East Athens and in the work of her family.
I kept it real close. My cousin, Dr. Allen, she was my campaign manager. My sister, she was my, I guess you could say, secretary, treasurer, everything in between. But my family, they backed me the whole way. And I just sat there, I just listened. I didn't do a lot of talking, I just kind of listen, feel everything out. And some of the stuff, it was just like, you're trying to reinvent the wheel, you know, and you don't have to do that.
She, along with two other ladies, and I'm sure you've heard their names, Miriam Moore and Miss Jessie Barnett, and then Virginia Walker, along with, there was a university professor by the name of Dr. Walter De Niro. He helped them to get a plan together that was called Model Cities, and they applied for the money to come into this city. And through that, people they were given jobs.
Evelyn's work will continue to be important to the Athens community, and her family hopes to continue her legacy.
I was asked by the board to come in and help the director, and I did that, and You know, I was really vested in it because my mom had been the director of this agency for 33 years. So I felt like it was a part of keeping her legacy alive. We're one of the cheaper centers in the city, and it's because we want parents to be able to bring their kids to quality daycare and then not be broke trying to give them that experience. I would like for people to become more active in the lives of their children in the schools rather than just in with sports. I'd like to see them really go to the schools and make people accountable. I feel that all children can learn. We have to learn what way we have to reach them, but I feel that all children can learn.
This has been TK Mumford from WJAG-TV signing off.
Hello, Jags. Please mark your calendars. February 17th, we have no school. Now to sports.
Welcome to this week's WJAG-TV Sports News. This is Gabe Bush and I'm joined with Alexis Lemus.
National Signing Day was this last Wednesday for upcoming college football players. 3 Cedar Shoals High School seniors signed and committed to football teams.
Zykees Hancock, as an outside linebacker, will be attending Antelope Valley College. Stephen Wakefield is heading to Savannah State University, and Jaheim Wilson is signing with Carson Newman University. All put pen to paper last Wednesday, in addition to defensive end Jalen Jackson, who signed with Georgia Southern during the early signing period. Players and parents share high expectations for their future, remaining grateful for the opportunities Jaguar football created for them.
I'm just so proud of our speakers right now.
Oh, it's changed him tremendously. It brought him a little bit out of his shell. Some people say he's shy. I couldn't see that. I didn't understand that, but he was shy. And it took me a while to, I guess, admit that he was shy, but after I did, it was, okay, well, he's coming out of his shell. In his 11th grade year, he did real good for the football team. And this year, oh my goodness, he made me cry after every game that he played. Even when the ball wasn't on his side, he was still going hard. So I think football has really did a real good thing for him. So thank y'all, players and coaches, for everything, and teachers and staff.
I say my parents and my uncle, they did a lot for me, moving me up here, giving me an opportunity to get where I want to be. And, just having to stay on your grind and do what you do, and the opportunity will come.
I'd like to thank all the coaches for what they have done for my son, making him a better player, person, and everything. Coach Van, Coach Riles, Coach Wynn, Coach Parson especially, for working him out.
Work hard, compete, because everybody got a job to do, and we got to get it done.
I feel there's going to be an adjustment, but I'm ready.
What motivated you to start playing football again? You heard that?
Well, it was just because I knew I was good at it, so might as well play.
The boys soccer season has officially begun and the boys remain hopeful for what the season can bring. Last year the Jags went 4-13-1, a record they will be hoping to improve on.
Following a disappointing 2-1 loss in a scrimmage versus East Jackson, the boys bounced back by beating Hart County 5-0 in their first regular season game. The team plays Prince Avenue this Friday to continue their regular season as they prepare for region matchups starting in March. Alan Lopez and Enoch Maganda talk about these games and the games to come.
It didn't feel great, but I think bouncing back against Hart County was like a really good reliever. And also it was a scrimmage, so it didn't really mean much, but yeah.
It wasn't the best feeling ever. We'll hopefully have a lot more experience as a team and we'll be better by then.
Play our game mainly. We're a possession-based team, so we like to keep the ball a lot. So it was really good for us to exploit every area that we needed to work on and whatnot to get that win. So we've been practicing our tactical movements and whatnot. So like learning positional roles, like what to do on and off the ball. That's helped us a lot prepare, but we still have a long way to go. So.
Just our technical abilities and being able to keep the ball. We're a lot more positive this year. We've come together as a group and we just put in the work.
The boys and girls basketball teams are competing in the 5A state championship this year. The girls game will be this Friday at Jackson High School, and the boys will be competing here at Cedar Shoals Saturday at 4 p.m.
That's it for this week's sports news. Now back to the studio.
Also, parent-teacher conferences are next week, the 19th through the 21st. Make sure to turn in all your work this coming Friday. Well, that concludes this week's news. We'll be back in 2 weeks with all new stories about the Cedar Shoals Jaguars and the Eastside community. Again, my name is Aaliyah Nowell, and this has been WJAG-TV with your weekly school news.